Hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video and Blind Woman reviews. I'm back to what I was supposed to review yesterday but didn't. So this is my review for The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I am pretty excited for this one. This is a book if it wasn't for like a class, I probably wouldn't have picked up. It would have either been a class or a recommendation, but I probably wouldn't have picked it up. Like, I heard about it before and I had planned to pick it up, but I probably wouldn't have picked it up anytime soon. So I'm actually kind of glad that my creative writing class actually forced me to pick it up because um that's the book we were reading for this half of the class. Half of it is science fiction. The class is called Special Topics in Creative Writing, Science Fiction and Fantasy. So I picked it up because this is the science. We're in the science fiction half, and we're reading. We just finished reading a little bit ago, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So that's basically, yeah. So here we are. I'm gonna start with the synopsis here. Seconds before Earth is demolished to make way for a galactic freeway, Arthur Dent is plucked off the planet by his friend Ford Prefect, a researcher for the revised edition of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, who, for the last 15 years, has been posing as an out of work actor. Together, this dynamic pair begin a journey through space aided by a galaxy full of fellow travelers. Is it Zaphod or Zaphod? Be- Beeblebrox, the two-headed, three-armed ex-hippie and totally out of lunch president of the galaxy, Trillian, formerly Tricia Macmillan, Zaphod's girlfriend, whom Arthur tried to pick up at a cocktail party once upon a time zone, Marvin, a paranoid, brilliant, and chronically depressed robot, and Veet Vujaget, a former graduate student obsessed with the disappearance of all the ballpoint pens he's bought over the years. Where are these pens? Why are we born? Why do we die? For all the answers, stick your thumb to the stars. This description, I think, fits the book way too perfectly because reading this book was an interesting experience. I remember rating it about 4 stars, but reading it was an interesting experience. Because it was not the one thing I was expecting to be reading, because it just didn't make sense for me. I like stories that focus on character and plot, but I prefer character heavy. The plot is there. I don't mind. The plot is awesome, but I especially prefer character heavy stories because or character driven, because character driven stories are very interesting to read. It's why by the way, in case you guys didn't know this, I'm a really big fan of the Dragon Ball franchise, but this is why one of my two favorite favorite like movies slash specials, because one of them is special, of Dragon Ball Z is Wrath of the Dragon, and which is one of the 13 movies, and The History of Trunks, which was a TV special. Both of these are very character driven, character heavy. It's also why I like Dragon Ball Super Broly so much. That one is also very character driven. And I love these character driven stories because they provide a lot, and of course they push the plot forward, but they provide a lot of interesting things. And I like the simple fact that I can that I can kind of see, like I can follow a character and get invested in said character. I think for me that's very important. Like for me genuinely is like really really important to get invested in a character for me to fall in love with the story. And I tend to read it that way. And however, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, although they follow characters and we go through like the hopping heads and we go through the different point of views of characters, is not fully like that. I can't fully get invested in a character in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy because we don't know much about the characters. We don't know much about their backstory. We don't know, they're not fully developed, and they're not fully they don't feel like they feel like real characters, but they don't feel but they're not characters I invest in. They're not fully there for me. Yet I did enjoy the story and I fully loved it. And it's probably because of the chaos and the way it's set up. The way the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is set up is like an adventure where random things are going to happen. And when you read it, it's important to expect completely the unexpected because the author sets up chaos and doesn't set up a specific plot. It describes it a little, but there is no real a big thing about plot. They are traveling. They're not facing a big problem, and then by the end when they do, it's like they know about it, but then it goes very anticlimactic where it just like it's resolved like that, like nothing happens. It's not a big deal. But what I like about this book is the fact that it's a relaxing read, and it's also very funny, and the way it's written is also very interesting because you follow these character point of views, but you also get these random facts which build the world, and you get to know these random parts about the world. You don't just get to know the important parts of the world. You get these like very random facts, which is something I actually really like because I guess I'm so used to like world building where it makes sense for you to know the more important parts that will follow the plot and stuff like that. But then I also know there's more random things that I don't always get told. And that's the important thing. That's what I like about it. I get told these random things about this universe and this world that Douglas Adams has created. And it's something I think that was a really good way to do it. And another thing I like is we just get to certain facts, yes, but we don't just follow the characters. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is an actual book, so sometimes we get chapters or parts of the book that are specifically in that book's point of view, kind of, where you get these random parts of the book. Like he will take an entire chapter and it's like a really short chapter. Sometimes it's no more than a paragraph or so, at least based on my calculations, based on the audiobook. But basically he will take an entire chapter to tell you exactly what the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy says about a specific part of the galaxy. And it's an interesting form of writing that I actually very, very much enjoyed. And the one thing I like about it is that I can read this book and I can kind of drift off a little, and I don't have to put a lot of thought into it. It's interesting because I don't have to worry about taking time to critique it all the time. It's an interesting, solid, relaxed read. And for the record, the one critique I do have is the character development, because there is none. I know there are sequels and in this series, which I actually do want to read. Eventually, I do want to read it. I think the second one is called The Restaurant at the End of the Cafe. It's actually kind of funny because it literally ended with, "Hey, are you hungry?" And he's like, "Yeah." great, let's go to the cafe at the end of the universe. And it was like, that's literally how it ended. It felt kind of like watching this random, reading the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy felt like watching this random cartoon episode or like slice of life anime episode, and then it just ends in a way of like, okay, yeah, this whole thing happened. I mean, yeah, like this happened, it's really bad, but hey guys, let's go eat. Like that's what it really felt like watching a slice of life episode, like anime episode, and then think like, oh, you know, I'm thinking we should go eat, and then they leave, and then the next episode is either about the restaurant that they end up attending, or or something else in their lives. It really felt that way, and I was really into it. I was honestly into it. I can seriously be into it. I mean, I was into it. So I will be reading more into the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I will be reading the restaurant at the end of the universe at some point. Probably not right away, because by the time, well, actually no, I'm recording this kind of like a week in advance. But basically, as I'm recording this, the week I'm recording this, the Sandman Act 2 is coming out. So this week it's coming out. And basically I want to reread the Sandman soon, and then read the Sandman Act 2 so that I can review both of these. I'm actually really, really, really excited for this. And so yeah, I'm pretty excited over that. And so I do have a bunch of videos coming up for you guys. I've been trying my best to post one video a day, but who knows? If I have to revert back to one day a week, I will. But right now, no, I post at least once. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And until my next video, happy reading.